Well, hello. I'm about to make tabbouleh and hummus. I like to eat them together, so I'm gonna do this in one video. Oopsie, like a method to my madness. So I have taken the stems off 2 bunches of parsley, which is how I was taught by a woman from Lebanon. And then I soak all of the parsley in cold water to get it clean and to try to pick out like little wilted bits like this that got past me. Well, that one still got past me. You don't really want those in your tabbouleh. I did the best I could to get that dry. I used to use a salad spinner to make sure it was completely dry. It's so hard to pick all the little bits of parsley out of the salad spinner that I gave it up. So I'm going to just pulse this a few times. You don't want it to turn into a smoothie. So that should sound pretty awful. Oh, not too bad. That needs a little more. Okay, again, try to avoid making a smoothie. I would rather have it a little too coarse. Now, the woman who taught me to make this insists that the parsley is chopped by hand, not using a food processor. It takes quite a long time to chop like 2 whole bunches of parsley. Trying to do this one-handed, trying to not set down the phone. Seems like I lost quite a bit of that. I was pretty disappointed in the parsley. A lot of it ended up in the trash because there was a lot of this like wilted and black. Okay. So that's the majority of what I'm going to use for the tabbouleh, which once it's dressed, you'll see it's going to turn into very little salad. It's just going to keep shrinking and shrinking with every step. Okay. So I said there's a method to my madness. I like to leave that little bit of parsley in the food processor before I go to make the hummus. So I tend to make them together. I tend to start with the tabbouleh salad. So the next item to go in is bulgur wheat, which has been soaked. I soaked this in water, which is technically how it's supposed to be done. I prefer it soaked in lemon juice. I only have 1 fresh lemon today, which is this big, beautiful thing, which is organic. But it was expensive enough that I didn't want to make a major investment. So here are the stems that I pulled off, the parsley. Now, and here's like, you know, the ratty looking parsley I started with. I just got sick of it. So you can, let's see. Yeah, see like the little black wilty bits? Yuck. Anyway, I was taught to remove these stems. And the way that's done is a two-handed operation. But you basically hold the stem in one hand, and then you just slide your hand down, and then, you know, clip off the leaf with no stem, like with your fingernail. So that process is actually quite time-consuming. So there's my soaked bulgur, and I want you to notice that there's very little of this. I have tried to buy tabbouleh in, you know, delis and restaurants and whatever, and it will come out like a wheat salad with a couple of flecks of parsley in it. No, 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 that's not right. Okay, so this is about 1.5 Roma tomatoes of average size, diced up small. And then there's a lemon zest there. I like the zest of the lemon. And I have this, you know, super expensive organic lemon. I wasn't going to let that go to waste. I bought this package of mint, crazy expensive, at Walmart the other day. So here I have 2 green onion with any of the like dried up parts peeled off. It's like, just get rid of it. You don't want it to be tough in the tabbouleh. And then this is a few mint leaves, which I chiffonade and then chopped. And this, I usually fine dice jalapeno, but this is leftover serrano chilies from yesterday, and I had put those in with my leftover diced white onion and hatch chilies. Those items aren't gonna hurt this any, especially when they remain stuck to the plate. Yeah, so that's probably good. I'm gonna need, this is kosher salt, and it takes kind of an incredible amount of it. And I've tried to reduce the salt. It does not work. Okay. You can add white or black pepper. I don't. Extra virgin olive oil. You need a lot of it. And this is where you're going to see this shrink very quickly. Again, this is the Lebanese version of tabbouleh. Different areas might make this a little bit different. You know, as I said, I've had some with a whole lot of wheat. Persia, I think, adds cucumber, diced in tiny little squares, similar to the tomato here. Okay, that seems like a lot of oil. I'm going to use this to catch the seeds. This lemon is really loaded with seeds. So I'm just going to do this in 2 steps. I can do it with one hand and hold the camera with the other hand. So again, this is not very much salad. I usually would make, you know, considerably more than that, but this is just as far as I got on 2 bunches of parsley. So yeah, I think the reason to like really fresh squeeze the lemon is you know, there's that smell of the oil in the rind. I think it brings a lot to the party. So I'm not sure if I said this already or not, but okay, this is the way I was taught to make it, except that I was told to hand chop the parsley. Often I do not have the bulgur wheat in the house, and I leave it out. And I have also become pretty fond of leaving the stems in, as long as they're not nasty like that. I haven't even washed those properly, so I probably will a little bit later today clean those up and chop them and add them to the salad. They actually seem to improve the texture of it. I'm pretty sure it's that texture, which is the reason for the bulgur. Anyway, I thought I would kind of do this by the rules for the benefit of anyone who may end up watching who has an idea of how it should be done. Hello, Cracker. He probably wants some of this lemon. Hopefully that isn't breaking the internet. Okay, so I got all that squeezed. And on to the hummus. I'm just going to go ahead and dump this in. That's the juice of half of a very fancy lemon. I have here several small cloves of garlic. I cooked garbanzos, or chickpeas as they're called in the Middle East and Mediterranean regions. Anyway, a whole package. I did have a little bit on my salad earlier today, and I fed some to Bird. He likes them a lot. You don't have to make your chickpeas from scratch, as I do. You can buy canned garbanzos or chickpeas. There are several different brands. I am not aware of any difference between the different brands. Don't have a favorite. Let's see, sodium, 480 milligrams times 3.5 in this can. So it's kind of a lot. And I'm going to add a lot of salt, but these are cooked in, they were soaked in plain water and cooked in plain water. So if you're going to use the canned garbanzos, you probably won't want to add salt, or at least, you know, taste it and be sure that you think it needs it before you add salt. So that's about how much you would get out of canned, like 2 cans. And then if I used canned, I drain the water out and reserve it. Okay, I think we're just gonna process. Oh, I forgot the tahini. I buy tahini wherever I can find it easily. I've used a lot of different brands. I believe this one came from Walmart. I keep it refrigerated. This has been sitting out for a while because it gets pretty solid when it's refrigerated. It's pretty chunky. I'm gonna scrape this down. Okay, it seems like it's not too dry. Just needs to be processed some more. Again, this is kosher salt, so it takes a lot of it to accomplish anything. All right, it's not bad. Smells pretty good. Need my tasting spoon. Needs more lemon, and I'm back to this stuff, but I do have some actual fresh in there, so need another spoon. I was not as well organized today as I thought I was. Okay, that's good. It's got that lemony bite to it. And my leftover chickpeas from the one bag is basically enough to do this another time. So, as you may or may not know, there's a lot of bad information on the internet. And I have seen multiple internet recipes saying to put olive oil in the hummus. No, 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 that is not how it's done. And I'm about to show you. Here we go. So, the olive oil is a garnish. You add it afterward. I like a little cayenne pepper. If you don't like cayenne, you don't want spicy, you can use regular paprika. Okay, so there you have it. Hummus. Coming back over here. So you see how I have like lemon juice accumulated in the bottom? That's good. I like lots and lots of lemon. I'm going to put this in the bowl that held the tomatoes. A little tomato juice in there isn't going to hurt anything. That's some of the liquid that's in here, actually. Also comes from the tomato. That's very salty. Holy salt lick, Batman. Okay, then this is the best of the flatbread, pita bread, Arabic bread type products that I've been able to find. This came from Publix. I think Publix is the only store I go to that has it. This is a new package, never opened. Okay, that makes things difficult. Okay, so the way I would eat this is on one of these pita breads. I would put a smear of the hummus, topped by some of the tabbouleh. And I mean, that's it. Let's see, is there anything in here that's not vegan? I don't think so. So there you go. You could have this as side dishes or as a meal in itself. I will have it as a meal in itself. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.